I heard, and I don't know if this is true, but I heard that Jay-Z and Beyonce have the most expensive home in Los Angeles. I believe it too. Honey. It's like I don't know what else you can do. Welcome to your favorite podcast. It's Full Coverage with your host, Laura Lee and
Manny MUA.
Take it away.
Hi, you guys.
We just filmed the juiciest episode that's coming out next week. We had a guest that just opened up and gave like never before.
I fear that she gave to the level that we haven't even experienced given.
We were blown out of our chairs.
It went better than we thought it was going to be. So next week's
And we
guest,
thought it was going to go good.
We thought it was going to be amazing.
We thought it was going to be amazing.
But it ended up being like, oh, so you're gonna say all that.
Why is there a sticker on my shoe?
You're going to say all of that?
Honey, clear.
I love a reality TV show.
She cleared the air.
I was like, that's a little clue. I love a reality TV person on a TV show.
I'm trying to show off my red boots. I hope you guys can
Laura,
see them.
they're sickening. It's giving fall.
They're my favorite thing I've ever bought.
You're kidding. I love it.
No.
I was like, that's far.
Let's take it too far.
You have a house.
But these are a very close second. And I want to wear them every day. Thank you.
They're giving me like witchy, like fall witch.
A witch.
I love it.
I
the
just wanted you guys
energy.
to see the boob. Peeks and pits.
Yeah. Well, you guys, today's rapid fire, by the way. We have a lot going on. There's a lot of damn twappies today.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. Just a bunch of like little ones and some big ones with Diddy.
Definitely.
That story is the story that just continues to unfold, by the way.
It never stops unfolding.
It doesn't. Okay, so what are we going to get? We're going to do peaks first?
I want you to do your pit first. Because you said
I
have to wait to hear it.
I haven't told Laura because it literally just happened to me yesterday. But I was like, Laura, I'm gonna wait for the podcast to tell you.
Do a shredding.
That's what I said.
Of what happened.
So, I went to New York, and that was like actually my pit. So my peak is going to New York with Emco, but I'm gonna say it later. I went to New York and I was there for 36 hours. Right, it's like the shortest.
Not even
trip.
2 days.
Not even 2 days. I literally got in at 11 p.m. New York time. Did the entire day Sunday with like work with the brand, did the vibes, did everything. I left at 10 a.m. Monday was my flight.
I thought it was 7.
11 a.m. Sorry, 11 a.m.
Oh.
Was like the actual flight. Was like the evening. I had to leave at that time.
But you had to leave at 7 to make the 10 a.m. flight. Got it.
Correct. So I was like, it was a very in and out. But the thing is Sunday, because it was just so much going on, I couldn't sleep. So I'm starting to get the anxiety of not sleeping.
You're
because
also
I can't sleep.
our time zone.
I am.
So it throws you off.
It's 3 a.m. in New York.
It's a 3-hour difference.
But it's only 12 o'clock here.
Yeah.
And to me, that's
and you don't go to bed at like 1, 2 o'clock.
Exactly. So I'm like, that's like already early. So I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get anxious because I know I have to wake up at 7.
No.
Maybe 7:30. And I showered that night, by the way.
I just don't sleep in New York when I go there.
Like, it's just like, honestly, it's pointless.
It's pointless. It's truly pointless.
It's literally pointless. So I was like, okay, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to get at least like, I'm going to get 4 hours in. Like, just give me at least the 4, right? So I was like, if I wake up at 7, I can leave. Because they sent a note, leave by 8 o'clock for your flight to make sure that you make it. Make sure you leave by 8 o'clock because I think it's at like 10:45 or like 11ish. And when you're doing a flight like that, you want to get there 2 hours early because I'm checking a bag.
And there's no worse traffic in the world than New York
traffic.
Because LA, yes, traffic is like known for its bad traffic, but in New York, you will sit there in a parking lot and not move for 20 minutes.
And so it's like, and I'm checking a bag. That's the difference. I'm not going on with the carry-on. Like, I actually do have to get there early because I'm checking a bag.
I want to know why you're checking a bag if you were there for 36 hours.
I brought too many options.
God damn it, Manny.
I know.
You knew better.
I was spooked because I had to bring like my Minimum LA body wash with me.
Oh, and it is over the size.
And it's full size and it's oversized. So I'm the type of like when I'm traveling like that, I was like, I'm gonna bring my full size stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a fuck. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna leave by 8 o'clock. I'm gonna wake up at 7. But I'm neurotic. That's the thing. I like to be at the airport 3 hours early. That's just my tea. Like I am like that.
That's
so
me going home. But going somewhere, I'll skim by in 30 minutes.
Barely make it.
30 minutes, barely make it.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave at 7:30. I'm already awake. I'm already here. I woke up 7:30. So on Saturday night, I flew in to Newark, and we had to drive all the way to New York, right? Mm-hmm. And that's like a good
it's far
hour. Okay.
Oh yeah,
it's like an hour to get there. So I was like, okay. So I'm in the car. I'm like, I put my Uber in. They give us they have like a code for us. They give us a code. It's literally like $200 to even get to New York. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Put it in. I kind of like doze off in my car. I get there. I'm flying JetBlue Mint. I go to JetBlue Mint and I'm like, hey, here you go. I'm at the Newark airport. But I get there at 8:05.
Okay, so plenty of time.
So I literally was like, I left at 7:30, Laura. It only took me 35 minutes to get there.
Not
and I was
bad.
like,
plenty of time.
hell fuck yeah. I was like, bitch, look how early I am. I'm so sickening.
Chilling.
She goes, do you have a connecting flight? And I was like, no, I don't have a connecting flight. She's like, okay, can I see your confirmation? I'm like, yeah, of course, here. Give her my thing. She goes, you're at the wrong airport.
Oh my God. Oh my
Laura,
God.
I'm like, I said, what? She goes, you're flying out of JFK.
No, Manny,
Laura,
no.
When I tell you, my life flashed before its eyes.
Oh,
my
Manny.
eyes. I was like, you're lying. So I start laughing uncontrollably because I'm obviously fucking unwell. And I'm like, wait, you're kidding. She's like, no, it literally says right there, you're flying. I flew in to Newark. So I assumed I was going out of Newark. I was going out of JFK, which is the complete opposite. Newark, New York, JFK. I literally, oh, you guys, I'm not kidding you. I started having heart
what did you do?
palpitations.
What did you do?
So I'm like, can you check if there's anything available here, like that I can fly out of, like recently?
Did you? Oh my God.
I was like, I'd rather just do it here,
Yeah.
right here and there.
Yeah.
Like, can you just switch it for me? And she was like, yeah. She's like, oh, but there's nothing available. I go, I'm like, okay, so it's 8 o'clock right now. My flight is at 10:45. Do you think I can make it from here to JFK? From Newark to JFK right now? Oh my God. And she's like, no. And I was like, I feel like I can. So I literally go on. By the way, there's no Ubers around me at this time. Like there's like nothing around. So I'm like, I'm booking an SUV because that's
Girl,
they're always
you have
available.
to. You have to.
$350. I was like, I still have a little bit of that credit, so I'm gonna use some of that credit. So I said, I get into the car. I'm like, I flew into the wrong airport. I need to go to JFK right now. Do you think we can make it?
How long? How long was the drive?
130.
I'm like this. Oh my
hour,
God.
It says an hour and 20 minutes. Ooh. And it's 8 o'clock and my flight takes off at 10:45. So I'm like,
no, you can still make that. You can
so
still
I'm like,
make
I can make
that.
it. So I was like,
you just
I
have
feel
to
like
throw
we can
your
make it.
luggage.
But like, no, literally, I was like, I feel like I can make it. I was like, but you have to like book it down.
The thing too, though, is with JFK, they're gonna have more flights. So God forbid you miss that, you would still be able.
Then
You
I'd be
may
okay.
spend the whole day there,
But I would have
you
it
would
there.
get home. You would get home.
So I was like, do you think you can make it? He's like, I think so. I was like, so you're gonna book it. Like I was like, I need you. I was like, listen, I need you to like really
You like
turn up the
slide
pace.
him a 20.
No, I'm like this. I'm like a
Try.
five.
a $1 bill, a quarter.
I'm like,
50
what'd you have to
cents.
say about Lincoln?
Yeah.
Or Abraham, I don't know who's on the thing. So I literally was like, okay, book it. So I'm like literally fully like, I'm awake.
Oh my God.
I was literally tired. I'm like, oh my God.
Girl,
I'm literally like this.
The
Okay,
anxiety
so
shits would have activated.
we're literally on like the thingy, like to go across the water, the bridge. And we're in standstill.
Of course.
And I'm literally like,
oh, I know your anxiety.
I literally wanted
I
to
would have bit
shit
off
myself.
every now.
Oh, Laura, my nails fucked. So I'm literally like, okay, so I have, when you're checking a bag, you only have a certain amount of time to get there before so that they can actually check your bag on. And I'm like, I don't want my bag to get lost. I don't want to put it through security and make them throw away everything because everything I have is full size. Since I checked it, I was like, I'm not going to throw away all my stuff. But I was like, I'm going to make it. So then I get there. I would say I get there at like 9:45 and the flight's at 10:45. So I'm like, I'm making it, but is my bag going to make it? So I'm like, okay. I go outside. Anyone that's there late, the line I would say is maybe 100 people long on the outside checking in their bags. Because you know, at a certain point, they're not checking your bags anymore unless you're doing the outside one where you charge, like you're getting paid for it.
You pay extra to get it.
Extra
It's
to
like
get
quicker.
The quicker version of it, 100 people in line.
No.
100 people.
For the outside?
I'll say like 100 people. So they're all late, by the way. So they're all fucking late to their own flights. So I'm like, okay, I have Mint. So I feel like they're gonna.
Yes, Mint line would be way quicker.
I'll be
Mint
fine.
line.
Go into the Mint line. I'm like,
wait, what
hi.
time did you get to JFK?
9:45.
Okay.
So I have an hour before. They always say you need at least 2 hours, or it's like an hour and a half to get your bag in the plane with you.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So luckily when I was like, did I make the cut? I was like, they're like, yes, you just made it. Luckily.
Oh, I know.
And I was like,
when they told you that.
and so of course, because
the
I
Mint
was
line was short.
One person. Baby, God was on my side. I literally told her, I'm like, no, you don't understand. So I, of course, like started word vomiting. So I was like, you don't get it. I literally just was at Newark right now. Like I came an hour and a half from Newark to this thing. And if I wasn't neurotic getting to a place early, you guys, I would have missed my flight completely and I would have been fucked and been there the whole time. So she was like, you're the second person that happened today. She said, you're the second customer I've had. They went to Newark as well.
Damn, did the brand book
I'm like, are we
your
fucking
flight at
dumb?
2 different airports though?
Yeah, it was.
Why
It was,
would they do that?
I don't know.
Why would they do
I
such
don't know.
thing?
The thing is, it was obviously my fault because I didn't pay attention
Right,
to
right.
where it was going
Of
out of,
course.
because I just assumed, because that's usually how it is. You're always going in and out of the same things with all these experiences.
Always.
So when I touched land on that JFK and I was able to make my flight and the check bag, praise be. But I literally was like, this is the pit from hell, because my anxiety was fucking crazy, you guys. Imagine driving to the wrong airport, and the airport you have to go to is on the other side of the whole ass city.
Can you please explain to me why all this shit always happens whenever you're trying to go home? But
It's never there. Never there.
Never whenever you're trying to go somewhere to shit go right. It's always when you're ready to go home and you're trying to go home. You will have to fight for your life to get home,
meltdown.
honey.
I almost shit myself in the
It
car.
makes me never want to travel again.
Literally. I honestly, and get this. When I landed at like, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., they give us like a little credit, right, for Uber. So like, okay, you get this Uber, whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. I put in the code, whatever it might be. I'm going to go drive there. The code, like, my Uber stopped working. And it's 11 p.m. I'm like literally at the airport. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll go to Lyft. Lyft doesn't work.
Oh.
So I'm starting to get like a little panic. It's 11 p.m.
app's down?
That Lyft was like just not working. It wasn't even opening for me.
Wow.
But Uber was like, something went wrong, try again. Something went wrong, try again.
No.
So it kept saying that. And I was like, you guys, what the fuck? So I'm starting to freak out because apparently at that time, everyone activated their codes at the same time. It just like didn't work.
Oh my God.
Didn't work. So I had to go on my computer at the airport. I'm like this. I ordered the Uber from
How
my
did you even
computer.
know to do that? I would not
I went on
even know
Reddit.
to do that.
Laura, I went on Reddit.
You're kidding.
I said, why am I getting something is going wrong on my Uber? And I went down a Reddit thread and it was like, maybe try ordering it on your laptop instead.
Oh
so
my
I go on my
gosh.
laptop, open up Uber, like I order it from my laptop and it worked and I got an Uber because it gets charged to a different thing. It doesn't go through your credit. So I get to the hotel. I'm like, hey, like my credit's working. And I literally couldn't, I was like almost stranded. Like I didn't know how to get out because Uber and Lyft weren't working. And they're like, oh, everyone's code's crashed. They all activated at the same
Because they all landed at the same time and everybody was trying to use them. Oh my God.
And I literally was like,
what
so that's how
nightmare.
it was just crazy. Like the traveling portion of it was really a nightmare, but my peak being absolutely incredible was like being there with MCO Beauty. I had an amazing time. I still
How
had
was
a
the
great
concert
was incredible. Like literally insane. They got a suite. It was like we saw Sabrina
Beautiful.
Carpenter. It was absolutely beautiful and such a great experience. And it was so nice to be with, other creators.
Yeah.
I've never met any of these people that I with it.
Wow.
And they were just all so sweet. The MCO team is incredible. I love the US team. They're an Australian brand, incredible. The quality is insane. And it was just nice. It was fun to go to New York for like a quick little 36
But
hours.
just getting there and getting
but
home.
getting there and
honey,
getting home
was
was
the
actually
battle
crazy. I
of
was
all
battling for my
times.
life.
Damn.
Could you imagine going to the wrong airport?
Girl.
I
would have cried.
I literally
would have
I laughed
cried.
instead, but it was one of those two for
You
me.
wanted to cry.
I wanted to cry, but the laughter came out instead. But I'm an uncomfortable giggler.
That's very crazy. Airport trauma, baby. This is why I hate traveling, to be honest with you. Because there's always something.
I just want to get there.
I just want to go home.
It's the like.
To be honest,
it's
I just
the
want to go
traveling.
home.
Mm-hmm. What about you? What are your peaks and pits?
Well, let me tell you what's going on in my world. Okay, I wrote down stuff. Actually,
Hell yeah! Look at us prepared as
I
fuck
wanted us
today.
to talk about the TV show Monsters for my peak because I watched it. TV shows are now
Mm-hmm.
my peaks, but I watched it and it's very controversial because it's about the Menendez brothers who shot their parents to death
Yep.
in Beverly Hills. Rich kids, Beverly Hills, murdered both their parents. And there's a couple of different takes on how it went down, why it happened. And they've already spent over 30 years in prison and they're in their 50s now. They did this when they were 18 and 21. So there's a lot of controversy as to like, why the why. But Ryan Murphy did the show, and I will say I never heard about this case beforehand.
I heard like a little bit about it. This was years ago, and it was like a fleeting thing. It wasn't like something I looked
I wonder
into.
if
I just
Bailey
remember hearing about it.
Syrian has ever talked about it.
Because I've seen it like maybe on like Twitter.
I just hadn't heard about it, so I was like, "What is this?" So I was watching it. I would say most people are on the side of being pissed at the show because the show at first shows the portrayal of what they said happened, and then it ended in a mistrial of the case, so then it goes into like what happened in the second court case, and while they're explaining that story, they show what the prosecution showed what happened, so they portray it both ways, and they kind of leave it up to the audience to
decide
what happened. And because they showed the other side of the prosecution's, belief as to what happened, that is when the Menendez brothers, who are in prison in San Diego together, spoke out and said that the show is just spewing lies on them once again, and this has been going on for years, and they wish it would stop. So it's all a very intricate story. I don't know if I encourage anyone to watch it because
it's very dark.
Yeah, so I can't say like
very
go
well
watch
done.
this. I'm not trying to say that.
Yeah.
But it is so beyond dark.
It's a really, honestly, like I had like a hard time watching it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. After episode 5, I had nightmares.
That's the one. Yeah.
That night.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't really want to watch the rest of it. Like I think I'm good. But it was like my curiosity that just like pushed me to just like get through the last like couple. But
I do believe they
tough.
were abused.
Me too. 100%.
The stories were so intricate, and I just don't think maybe I'm naive, but I don't think a human can make up all the intricate details of what happened to them.
Same.
And abused by their parents.
Same.
I don't know about all the other little
two brothers.
Yeah.
One could be a sociopath, absolutely,
yeah,
but both of them being sociopaths and like that. I just don't.
I don't know about the nuances of like how it came to them shooting them. Like I don't know. Like I don't know what I think. You know what I mean? It's
absolutely.
like, but I do believe that they were abused. It's just then the story goes on, and like there's so much more that happens. And damn, I mean I know Kim Kardashian and her partner has already visited them in prison to speak about.
Cooper has visited him. Has visited the brothers
which
in
was
prison.
One of the actors of Lyle, and what's the other brother's name?
I can't remember. I knew Lyle. I can't remember the other one.
Lyle.
Fuck.
I know.
Lyle.
I know.
Why do I want to say Lyle and Kyle? Like I don't know why I want to do that, but it's Lyle and
that's gonna drive me crazy.
Tyler.
Lyle?
What is it? Lyle and who?
Who's the other brother?
Lyle?
I feel like it's one of Eric.
Eric. I knew. I was thinking Evan,
Eric.
but yeah, Eric. Lyle and Eric.
Yeah.
You guys, honestly, it's a really. You know what? This kind of show, like sometimes I always like wonder. I'm like, oh, I wonder like why people put trigger warnings of things because I'm just like not super sensitive with stuff. This show having like a trigger warning, I was like, it makes like it made sense to me, and like that's saying a lot for someone that like I don't really get triggered by things, to be quite honest, like that. But that having it, I was like, I understand because of how intense the topics are and how good the actors are to make it really just so you're just so enveloped in the story, and it's a tough watch. But you know, especially the first half when it's about the brothers' story and like what happened to them and like how they're portraying it, it's like, wow, like this is really crazy that two like sons could experience this.
Yes.
The second half obviously is like different because it's, you know, like taking the
other
parents'
perspective.
Side. It's taking the parents' side.
Yeah. Takes
so
the
that's a
parents'
whole
side.
nother thing. And then it gets really strange in aspects because it's almost like incestuous and there's like some weird things that go on, and it's like, why does it have to be tossed in? You know what I mean? But it is quite a watch. It is quite a watch. And now there's a whole documentary coming out about it actually on Netflix.
And the brothers are going to be able to speak. So I think this is going to be honestly very helpful. And I will say because they didn't like this show, they didn't like that this show came out. However, I do believe because this show came out, obviously it could really help them because you have Kim now trying to help them. They're getting their own documentary where they can finally speak for themselves, and that's all because the show came out. You know what I mean?
Did you see Ryan Murphy's like statement about it?
Well, I saw him on the red carpet, and he was like, "Listen," like just like, "Ga ga 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 ga." Anyways, what did he say?
Sound like a dick, honestly.
Yeah, on the red
like
carpet, he did too. It's just very toss away, like.
He literally was like, "I'm not gonna talk to the brothers."
Yeah.
He's like, this is the most press they've gotten in years. That's what he said. I'm like, this is kind of crazy. Like you, in a way, your show is capitalizing on their trauma.
Right.
It will help them, which is amazing. I do feel like it will help as well.
It will.
But like that wasn't. To me, that wasn't your goal, was to help them. I'm sorry, it wasn't. It was to make money. It was for Netflix. It was to like get people's feathers riled, you know? And like that's what it was for. Like you weren't making the show to help the brothers because you cared.
Right.
You literally haven't talked to them.
Yeah. And has no interest.
And has no interest in talking to them. So I'm like,
so it's very interesting.
That to me is like a little fucking crazy.
Yeah, I know. Honest. I know. So people were pretty upset with Ryan Murphy on this one. They were just as upset with him. Not just as upset, but they were very upset with him on Dahmer as well.
I mean, and it's monsters, so it's the second part of that.
Yeah, so I'm sure he's like, I'm getting backlash.
Well, look
exactly.
Look how great Dahmer did.
Exactly. And he's like, I got backlash on all of it. you to Shopify for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. That's the sound you hear when you switch your business to Shopify. It is a global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell, online, in person, on social media, and beyond.
You guys, honestly, Shopify is truly the best all-in-one commerce platform capable of handling your business complexities. Me and Laura both use Shopify for our businesses, and we are absolute fans. We've been with them since the jump, and truly, it makes it so much easier. But you guys are probably thinking, oh my God, my grading is going to be such a pain. Like, I don't want to do that. You guys, Shopify's App Store has literally all the migration apps you need to get your products over to Shopify, and it makes it 10 times easier.
Stop leaving sales on the table, switch your business to Shopify, and discover why millions, plus me and Manny, trust Shopify as their all-in-one commerce platform to build, grow, and run their businesses. You guys can sign up for $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/full coverage. That is all lowercase. That's 1 month for just $1 at shopify.com/full coverage. Shopify.com/full coverage. By the way, I'm watching Grotescus or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
On Grotesquerie. It's Ryan Murphy as well.
Grotesquerie?
And one of my favorite actresses in the world, Niecy Nash, is the She's lead.
In it? I love Niecy.
I love Niecy since Reno 911. I love Niecy Nash since Who Wants a Clean House? She was my favorite. Carry the show. And then I watched her in Claws. I watched her so much. I'm such a huge fan. I'm just so happy to see her later career blowing up. Literally blowing up. I love Niecy Nash.
And she gave an award, and she accepted the GLAAD award for because she's lesbian and she has a wife.
Yeah.
And she accepted the award, and she was like, I'm gonna have my moment, and I'm gonna and it was
I love her.
Just so nice to see. It was so beautiful, and I really just love her.
Funniest bitch ever. Love her in the serious roles, but she is the funniest.
Hilarious. Reno 911?
Honey.
Are you freaking kidding me right now?
I know. I need to rewatch.
An icon and the legend.
New Boot Goofin.
Ostrich.
What? Genuine leather. 3 payments. $39.99. I literally walk around
love that. No, my
that.
favorite is the step. Bump,
step, bump.
When I first saw that clip on TikTok, I thought it was real, by the way. I didn't know it was real. Manny
did.
I swear to God.
Then an officer really
I think I sent it to
that.
Laura, and I was like, dude, look how crazy this is.
And he was like, well, I can't do it. I've been drinking. And they both go,
Put your hands behind your back.
He's like, all right, you got it.
I dead ass. I was like, bro, this is real.
No, and then you want to give it one of these. He starts
and then he's like, part of hooray.
Oh,
that
God, that's good
everything.
TV. That's good TV.
They'll make them like Reno 911.
No. What's your peak?
My peak was MCO.
Okay.
Doing that.
My pit was that I cleaned out my pantry.
Woo!
Lord have mercy.
And you didn't even know it was going to be your peak.
I did not. The real tea. I thought it was going to be a peak. But we have this massive pantry, and it was one of the reasons I bought my house, because I've never had a walk-in pantry ever. Okay, who the fuck has a walk-in pantry? Those are rare, okay?
Not me.
So whenever I saw the kitchen and I just saw this enormous pantry with tons of storage, I was like, yes, bitch. It's like a 30-year-old's goal, even though I bought the house in my 20s. So I've never cleaned it out really before, and I've lived there for 6 years. Like, I've never taken everything out.
No, totally, and deep dived.
And when I did not realize how much shit was in there. And I also did not realize how much it holds. And I also did not realize how much cakey film of dust and debris was on each shelf. That had, it's probably 50 shelves, maybe more.
Oh my God, your pantry is massive.
It's ridiculous.
And everything is filled in the pantry. You have things on everything.
Filled. Oh, I can't wait for you to see it now. It looks completely different.
You're kidding.
No, you're going to be so upset. Because you're going to be like, where are my snacks?
No, because I'm very, I'm like, okay, know exactly where I'm going.
I have a notorious pantry that all my friends love when they come over.
I know where my snacks are. Everything's placed perfectly for me.
Yep.
Now it's completely different, apparently.
Oh, people are going to be upset. But no, you guys are going to love it. But it took me 7 hours the first day, and today I had to go home from this podcast and finish it because I'm living with the shit everywhere in my kitchen.
So you have to get it. You just have to get it done.
I have to finish it, and it was the hardest, biggest fucking job. And really, what the hardest part was taking warm, soapy water up on a ladder and just scrubbing all the fucking shit. I even had to get Ty to get into it. It's not like the stuff was wiping off. It was like
it was stuck. It's 6 years.
6
Diva.
years.
It's 6 years.
And see, I didn't realize. I thought it was going to be like a little Clorox wipe down quickly. I thought it was going to be take everything out, throw out the trash, do a little wipe down. No, bitch.
Lord, that's literally what I thought. I'm not kidding.
Soot.
Like a little like.
Soot.
Even a little.
That's what I thought. Like a little dust off.
Yeah.
Bitch.
You were so wrong. Oh,
honestly,
that's like taking your life, literally.
I am never cleaning this out again.
Now
I don't think I'm going to.
That's why you have to do it this fiercely this time.
Yep, I'm gonna do it.
So you don't do it again.
I'm never doing it again. I don't care how long we live there. I'm never doing this again. This was crazy. And you
like
know
it's
what
not even fun. Like you enjoy cleaning. That's not even like that's not that.
No,
this
was not that. This was me. My back was killing me too. My back was hurting because I was over the ladder for so long. And I was like, oh my God. So I was like, this is it for me. Like I'm never cleaning this bitch out again. It can rot in hell. So be careful what you ask for, because the bigger the pantry, the more shit you can store in there, and just the more clutter you're going to have to deal with later. Yeah, I did it.
Laura, honestly, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real.
Yeah.
Deep cleaning a pantry like that, it really does sound like a whole day job. Yeah. And it actually was.
It was.
It literally was.
We're on day 2 now. It's going to be a 2-dayer because I'm going to have to spend my whole night finishing it, but I filmed it, so I'll have it up on my vlog channel and as a TikTok. So I did both.
Y'all need to show that support.
Y'all
need to go like the TikTok, save it, go ahead and watch the vlog.
I beg of you,
because that was blood, sweat, and tears, literally.
Because when I edit it down to a cute little 1-minute video, I want you to know
that it was 10 hours later.
I want you to know it was 10 hours later. Yeah.
That's sick, Laura. That's fucking sick.
Fucking sick. I'm never doing that again. Anyways, let's jump in because we have a lot of tea to talk about.
Let's jump right in.
Diddy.
There's a lot. Diddy, the way it just keeps going, bro.
Honey, I think we've only chipped the iceberg.
We're literally at the tip of it. We have the whole berg underneath us, but we have just the cap.
So in the last rapid fire, we were saying that he could get out on bail. We were incorrect. We missed that. There was no bail. And this is the third.
They turned down his bail, actually.
They turned down his bail. They said, you're going to sit in jail.
Honestly,
I'm really surprised.
Me too, because but the thing is, I feel like he would be a flight risk, even though his team says he's not. His team says he's not. That he's very cooperative. I feel like when you are that powerful, you have that much money. True. I do feel like it could be a flight risk. He has so much money. I do
too, but at the same time, he's so famous for so long. Like, where could you hide? But he has every resource in the world.
He has every resource. I'm like, he can go anywhere. He can go to Canada. He can go to Mexico. He can go to Europe. He can go anywhere. To escape what's going on.
He would have to hide for the rest of his life, which he's going to go to prison for a long time, I think. I think.
I do too. After, this is all alleged, by the way.
Allegedly.
I think that after all of this, he's absolutely going to prison.
So
15 years minimum,
basically, I guess the lawyers tried for a third time to bail him out, and it was denied for a third time. Now 120 new allegations from the past, and these are SA allegations, all of them, have come out on top of what is already got with the racketeering and all the sex trafficking and all the other things. This is on top of that, okay? And these are from the past. And it said also they are going to expose all the enablers, basically regardless of their status, which means allegedly these are going to be celebrity people who enabled Diddy to do these things and to get away with it, with 120 new cases that have come out. Yeah.
And that's in like the last 20 years, right? 120
yes,
cases.
In the last like 20 years. Cases. Yep, extra.
Bro,
they're going to expose all enablers. 1,000 baby oil bottles. Let's talk about that.
Which is like low-key. There's the rumor that it's actually just laced with drugs. Like that there's rumored that the bottles are actually filled with like LSD, and that it's like
it's not just baby oil.
And that's not just baby oil. That it's like laced with that stuff, and that's why and apparently it gives like a slippery kind of substance. Like that's like what it is. I literally earlier I was like, you guys, it's laced with MSG.
He said it was laced with MSG, and Tyler was like, that is something that makes your food have more flavor. And that is like a food enhancer. Honey, it tastes good.
So like, and also like because of that, Costco also making their statements being like, we don't even do baby oil like that.
I read an article where Costco slammed the claims that Diddy, because the people immediately like, where do you get $1,000 from Costco? And then Costco said, honey,
we ain't doing no bottles here.
Not in this house.
They said they don't even sell baby oil, by the way, at all.
They said no.
So it's like, okay, so then what?
They said it might have been Sam's Club, But it was not Costco.
Maybe
Do you know what Sam's Club is?
It's like a Costco.
Yeah, it's Costco.
It's like that, right?
It's Walmart's Costco.
Yeah, it's like a Costco. But you don't need a card for it, I don't think.
Yeah, you do. Same thing.
Damn.
It's like Walmart's. It's Sam's Club is owned by Walmart.
Shut
so
up.
it's their version of Costco.
So who owns Costco?
I don't know. It's just like independent. I don't know.
Yeah, so I feel like what's crazy to me is that like we were talking about this earlier and Tyler was like, why when they just say it's drugs inside the thing? And it's like, I think that could potentially infringe on the case because it's become it's a federal case. It's not like a state case. And what's crazy too is that when it's a federal case, like they don't allow like cameras and like recordings and stuff like that inside the courtroom because this is obviously going to court. So it's like, I wonder what's going to happen and transpire from it because the media and like the press like isn't really allowed to be in there. You have like, it's a type where it's like, it'll be like drawn photos and like written stories. It's not going to be the type where it's like you're getting a visual of what Diddy looks like.
And then we all want it.
And everyone wants it. This is very like this trial, like what's going to transpire from this, I feel like it's going to be like the biggest thing that has happened since like the Amber Heard Johnny situation.
Do you feel like because this is like similar to an Epstein situation because so many powerful people were enabling these situations and were allegedly in cahoots with Diddy that they have to do what they have to do to protect themselves? So
yes.
like
I feel like they would literally I feel like they would throw him under the bus in a second.
Yeah.
I feel like they would literally do that.
They would be thrown under the bus.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So it's like
vice versa. Like,
what would they do to shut Diddy up or to make sure their stuff isn't aired out? You know,
look what happened with Epstein.
Exactly.
Like passed away.
That's what I'm saying.
In
this
prison.
could get really crazy.
Like what if it like literally comes out that it's like Diddy somehow has passed away in prison? Bro,
Girl,
then you fuck like
then you know.
That shit is freaking crazy. Also, like what is with this all this like the tapes and like there's all these things that are like all these things apparently like Diddy has all this stuff on people and he's using it as like
and they collected it.
And they collected it.
So when they do the case, apparently it's supposed to be aired out. Now, did you hear that Mila Kunis moved out of Ashton Kutcher and her's home because this is alleged, but allegedly Mila Kunis moved out of their home and they've been married for a long time because Ashton, and there are pictures to prove this, has been in the cahoots with Diddy and at many of his parties and close with Diddy for years and years and years, obviously during the time of all this happening. And so she knows what's going to come out on him and she wants out. That's alleged, but that is a huge rumor that has been circulating.
Massive. No, and honestly, it's actually like Beyonce, Jay-Z losing all these followers.
Yes.
Like all this stuff going on transpiring from like this Diddy fallout is like absolutely fucking crazy.
And I think it's just the beginning because I mean, you have pictures of Justin Bieber and Leonardo DiCaprio at his house on, you know, and there's pictures I think of Leonardo DiCaprio on that massive 50-foot bed in the backyard.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't see that photo.
Yeah. It's like a white, huge, massive bed in his backyard. It was all white parties.
Yes.
I believe it was called.
It makes me feel sick. That like the whole idea of these freak offs to me is really sick because
what about the tunnel?
And then we got the Lincoln Tunnel underneath.
So much is coming out.
Bro, this is literally freaking insane. The whole idea. Now there's like allegedly there's like tunnels underneath Diddy's house that lead throughout like the neighborhood. And there's like underwater, like a grotto, a fucking grotto. Under the house. Like that. It's like you have to, and apparently like allegedly rumors is that like the tunnels lead to like these locked rooms.
Oh my God.
Lead to locked rooms.
I'm so scared.
And I'm literally like, this is all like true and it's not just alleged and like all these things are actually happening. This is literally crazy and like Diddy needed to be put away long before this.
Girl,
Like he's literally allegedly like the master of these like literal rings, like SA rings and like kidnapping and trafficking and crazy shit. All these court cases about these freak offs, like, you know, his employees are the ones that set up the parties, made sure everything was good, had hired all the the workers, you know what I mean? Like had hired them all, and like they're the ones that are like making cases against it because apparently it was like they were getting abused in these moments.
Of course they were. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
I'm literally like baffled by this whole situation.
Literally.
Like, what do you think could happen to these other celebs that could be outed by the situation? Like, I feel like it can get really
I think it's
bad.
about to get really messy once this comes to fruition. During the court case, I think we're going to find out a lot. And I think there's a lot we'll never know.
100%. We'll, like, not know anything or we'll know everything.
I don't think we'll know everything. But I think it's just really the tapes and like what all they find. Like I wonder if all that will be exposed in court to the public.
There's also rumors. Have you seen? I don't know if you saw this on TikTok. It's like popped up on my timeline. I don't believe it, but rumors are that like the whole Kanye thing, or Kanye's like stepping up in for Taylor, like when Taylor's getting her award, and he's like, it should have went to Beyonce instead. Now that's like a whole rabbit hole of people being like, Kanye was trying to protect Taylor. If you don't say thank you to Beyonce or like that she deserved something, then you're going down. Like there's a whole
But how would that protect Taylor?
Because he's one that like came out and was like, to like to basically make it where like it wasn't about Taylor winning, because it wasn't. It literally became like about Kanye. So you're saying that if
Taylor didn't give Beyonce
her flowers
for Taylor winning, that wouldn't have even made sense.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yes, but that's
a VMA. Wasn't it VMAs?
I think so.
I won this VMA. Thank you to Beyonce. Like that, people would be like,
but have you noticed that there's a lot of like, this is what makes it like kind of like a crazy rumor. Eerie is that like a lot of people that win awards instead of Beyonce winning, they're always saying like it should have gone to Beyonce.
Right.
There's like compilations of
that. They do that.
Yes, they do. So that's why it's like people started to put these things together. It's like, well, why is everyone saying it should have gone to Beyonce instead? Because Jay-Z and Diddy like this, that it's like, it's just like weird hearsay, obviously, but it's funny how there is these coincidences that happen that people are put together to be like, well, look what's going on. Look what happened. Look, it's happened for like Megan, Lizzo, Adele.
Yeah, they're like.
Do you not remember when Adele was like?
Yeah, she was like,
should have went to
this
Beyonce.
Should have been Beyonce's. That I do think there could be something there. I just personally don't believe in any world that Kanye West was trying to protect Taylor Swift in any world whatsoever.
Same. I think
ever. They're in so different genres and fan bases. He wouldn't give a fuck if she got to, like. I just don't believe that.
More. I literally couldn't agree more. I just
why
don't
would he
see
care?
it.
No, I don't see
that
it.
for him.
I don't see it. But maybe there's something there with like you have to give thanks. You know what
like
I mean?
Yeah, a strange
the
thing.
Flowers too.
Also, like Beyonce winning all those Grammys, like the amount that she's won, the most like decorated ever.
See, this is what happens. People run.
Some weird
things
shit.
Grow legs though, and it's like now we're discrediting. Beyonce's Grammys and like, look how talented she is. So
totally, and well deserved. Like
well deserved. You know what I mean?
That she did, but
I don't think
it's crazy that that's what the comments turn into. It's like, oh well, then did she deserve to win all these Grammys? Is like, does that mean that there's like behind the scenes like?
Right.
It's crazy how I saw one video about this on TikTok. By the way, it was one video, and it turned my whole FYP into like conspiracy theorists about Jay-Z and Beyonce taking over the industry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's happened?
I heard, and I don't know if this is true, but I heard that Jay-Z and Beyonce have the most expensive home in Los Angeles.
I believe it.
I believe it too. See, that one I can get behind.
And I bet it's sickening. But yeah, I honestly really don't know what will happen from this. We'll definitely keep you all updated. But that it's very weird to see the discourse and like how it's turned into a whole new like rabbit hole, really.
Yeah. Well, careful what you believe out there, but I think eventually a lot of this is going to come clean. Not all of it, but I think a lot of it will.
I do too. I think, especially with like when it going to court and them using these said tapes as, evidence for something, that it's going to be aired out. And people are sleuths. They will get that information. They will not
miss anything.
No, and they will not, they will get that information. Even if it's tied up in the courts, you have to pay some money to get it, they'll get it.
Yep.
You don't think TMZ's gonna buy that? Baby. The second it's out, they're buying it.
And we will all know.
Did
you see Selena Gomez was dancing with Edgar Ramirez at Sabrina's concert?
2 suites over for me.
Ooh. And
2 suites over.
Did you lean over and be like, what's going on, mama?
I was like, love rare. No, I saw that. And she was getting what the fuck are you doing vibes online.
Yeah, because
the
dancing was flirtatious and
she was
very huggy. It was interesting. I think maybe they were just friends. And then didn't she address it though? And
she did. She was like, you can't dance with your bestie nowadays. But do you know what's fun? Okay, do you know what's funny? When I'm looking at it, and she's low key grinding on him, I was like, is he gay?
Yeah.
Because to me it was
maybe
giving
she didn't want to out him.
Totally. Because to me it's giving very gay bestie dance. I'll absolutely dance with girls like that, grinding just for fun, being
100%.
girlies. But I would think it's weird if a straight man is grinding on. To me, that just seems weird. Like I find that inappropriate. So like to me, I'm like, oh, I wonder if there's like something there with it. That man is so fine though.
Girl,
I'd be grinding too.
Selena was that.
I'm like, Selena, I get it. I'd be grinding too.
Well, apparently she didn't think anything was wrong because she knew she was being filmed.
Exactly.
I don't know who posted it.
I don't know.
It was like
being
being filmed in the suite, but she's looking at the camera, so like clearly, like in her eyes and in her relationship, it was nothing. So
and she also posted like a thing where I was talking about like Juno, the song Juno, and about like getting pregnant, whatever. She posted that tagging Benny.
Okay, yeah.
So like she's like, babe, like you're my man.
Yeah,
but I just think it's funny how it turned into like, oh my god, she's fucking single. Like what's going on? Like she's grinding.
She shut that
on
down
this guy.
quick.
She shut it down very quickly. Absolutely.
Which good for her.
But I was just like,
isn't it crazy as a celebrity? Like you cannot do anything, honey, because if you give them an inch, they will take a mile.
A literal marathon's worth. Like it's actually kind of crazy. Like any little thing that they do, it's like boom. Boom. Shredded.
Ooh, okay, next, Cardi B slams Offset and says he cheated on her while she was pregnant with her third baby. They are getting divorced now.
Oh, it's like fully like...
It's done.
I didn't think they were going to get divorced. Like I thought that they were going to like stay together. But I'm like, that rap world, I truly can't even fathom what it is like. Oh my God, the athletes?
Mm-hmm. I'm looking it up, sorry.
Hunty. No, I just can't even imagine like how hard that would be to even navigate, especially with like, I just feel like men in that scene are just, it's giving basura. It's giving
She aired out his dirty laundry on Instagram, apparently. Cardi B did.
Oh yeah, she literally like was like,
he had already gotten caught up. Cardi B says she regrets marrying Offset. Well, baby.
We have a lot of regrets in life.
The thing is like, I feel like Offset is kind of like, that this is their second divorce.
You're joking.
This is USA Today. Things are getting messy between Cardi B and Offset amid their second divorce. She goes on Instagram Live and accuses her estranged husband of blowing up her phone, trying to make her jealous of him, moving from her, screen recording, social media, hip-hop magazines. She regrets her relationship with him. During the live stream, she avoided naming the rapper, but spoke directly about him. Like, everybody knew who she was talking about.
Second marriage is crazy. I'm still on that.
It quotes, I don't care about any other woman with whom Offset might be having relationships with. I'm too much of a woman for you, and I've always been too good for you. Well, girl, the whole world has been telling you that, and you continued with him. Mm-hmm. Nothing surprises me anymore. You've done it all, so I don't care, she said. Thank you for the kids, though, all three of them. I don't regret them, but I regret you. I don't regret my kids. You're a good daddy. You're all right.
What?
I don't know. But I think they're just quoting her, like rambling, like going off on the live. Yeah. But apparently he cheated on her again. But I'm like, girl, man, says the sky blue.
The sky's blue.
Babe, he's another Tristan Thompson.
It's giving very, like I said, rap
like when
world
Chloe's
crazy.
devastated that Tristan's...
Is water wet? Is water wet, you guys?
Honey.
Come on,
it's like you're mad that the sky is blue at this point. It's like I don't know what else you can do.
You just, at that point, it's really like you just can't even change men. Like,
and it's kind of like it finally clicks to them, but the whole world is like long ago.
Maybe it's also different because she has children with him. She loved him. Like, there's like obviously like these things that
it takes more time for it.
It takes a lot more time to fruition. The seed must grow. But like it's crazy when you're outside looking at it and you're just like, girl, get out. Like, but like it's not as easy, and you have to give some grace because it's like it's not nearly as easy when you're that person in it.
In love.
Oof. And the literal your baby daddy.
Pick
like
somebody else. Anybody else.
I'm out of 10. Pick somebody else.
Pick somebody else.
I honestly I hope that she just grows and learns from this and just like moves on. Girl. And is like as happy with her kids and does other things.
How about Chappell Roan cancels her tour, her show?
Just
one show?
Chappell has been going through the gigs.
Just one show?
It was like a festival.
Oh, okay.
She canceled like at a festival, and it was literally like I guess like right before it happened. Like it was very like a big shock to people.
Okay.
But like she's been going through the freaking gigs because like she was talking about like how she stood politically and like what she was feeling, and like I think that the sentiment, things that she was saying, like were really valid and made a lot of valid points. But the problem is, like, I think the way it's coming across, it's just not hitting. It's not landing. Things are kind of being misconstrued because Chappell has been in the limelight not for a very long time now, but a lot of things that she's been getting hits for have been almost like intense things.
Yeah.
Like where she's like gotten like a like no fuck you on the carpet, or like being like, you guys, I don't even want to win a Grammy. Like it's like these things that are almost like negative press for her.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just piled up and piled up and piled up. And I feel like people are gonna move. I literally feel like people are gonna move into the I hate Chappell Roan territory already.
Yeah. Very Doja Cat. It still reminds me of Doja Cat. You know how it just like kind of snowballed, and then Doja eventually leaned into it, which is like, I hate y'all. You know what I mean?
Like that's what it's. And so she basically, people were livid at the fact that she canceled because she was like, you guys, I just have to take time for myself. I have to take time for my mental health, which everyone can empathize and understand. But people are literally like going there for her, and it's super last minute.
She's like one of the hottest artists right now, so of course people are going to be outraged when you cancel so abruptly.
And it's like, are you upset that people are calling you out for something, and that's why you need like your mental space? Like what is she just like, oh, I just need time for me, like I need time for my own mental, because I can't even perform like this.
Damn,
it's crazy because to me, like, see, okay, so it's weird because in an alternate universe, to me, like Chappell and Sabrina are like the same.
Yeah.
Where it's like they've been in the industry for a long time, but they just recently blew up heavy. But like Chappell is taking the fame in a different way than Sabrina's taking. Sabrina's like, baby, I've been born and bred for this.
Living and waiting for her moment.
Born and bred, I've been waiting for this. Chappell's like, I hate being famous.
Yeah.
So it's tough for her because she's like, I love being able to share my art, do the thing, but like, her whole life has changed.
Too many of you guys love me.
It's like her whole life changed. She's like, I can't even go to the store alone anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's part of it.
I know, and like you don't realize.
That's the caveat.
You don't realize that though until you're in it though, and I think that's where she's like struggling to acclimate to that world.
I always think like even being an influencer, I've never. Well, whenever I was canceled, I struggled going places, but just like day to day life, like. I don't know what that's like to like not be able to go to a store autonomy. Or like, yeah, exactly. And like never be able to get out of the car and walk down the side. Like, I don't know what that's like, but it seems terrible.
It seems horrific. It actually seems absolutely fucking horrific. And like having paparazzi in your face, being so rude and just nasty and bitches. And like, I really do feel like people have to give some grace to Chappell because it's like, she's dealing with this fame for the first time in her life. She doesn't even like, you're so
but people
inundated.
Don't care whenever you have the fame and the money and the success from it. Like they're not going to give you grace for that. You know what I mean? I was watching this video of Alex Earl in Paris Fashion Week, and somebody was filming her candidly, and they uploaded it to TikTok. And she's on the phone walking down the street, and she's like, "Can you help me? I'm on the phone. I'm lost. Help me. Like I don't know where I'm at." And the guy is following her just with a phone. And she's trying, and I'm like, people literally get away with this behavior, and like that to me is just like insane. And she's like, I'm out here with this, and I don't know where I'm going, and the guy is just like follow, and I'm like,
get the fuck out of her
how
face,
is
freak.
No one saying anything? Like people just allow this behavior. But I will say all the comments were like, you're disgusting for doing this.
Oh, I'm glad,
because she would try to walk away from him. You could tell, and he just followed her.
Like, they make me, like, literally sick.
Yeah.
And, you know, even Chappell, when I think, like, people take a lot of things that she says and they twist it.
Yeah.
Like, in a way. And just like how it is, like, with celebrities in general.
Always.
They'll twist the things. But even when she was talking about, like, you guys, like, in these moments, like, when she did her, like, you know, her TikTok about, you know, fame, and, like, I don't sometimes want to take a photo, and I don't, like, you know, I feel freaked out. Like, I feel like there needs to be boundaries when it comes to me and you guys. People took it as like, you don't want to take photos with your fans, and you know that's not what she's talking about. She's talking about people who are literally berating her, who are low-key assaulting her, who are just absolutely have no like semblance of personal space at all. That's what she's referring to. But people took it as like, you hate your fans.
Yeah,
that's not what she said.
It's always 100 or 0.
It's 0 or 100. Literally, it's like, that's not what she said. So I think that she needs a little bit of grace, because it's like, damn, dude, like, she's navigating this for the first time as well.
And maybe she isn't handling it at her best.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe she is doing a poor job handling it.
Look at the difference. Like I said, Sabrina and Chappell, it's kind of similar because they've been in the industry for a long time, but blew up recently.
How about, also, okay, Kristen Cavallari starts dating a guy much younger than her in his 20 Montana boys, Mark Estes, and it did blow up on the internet. It was very controversial because it is 100% always okay and expected even for a man to date a woman 20 to 30 years younger.
Literally.
But if a woman does it, such as Cher or Kristen Cavallari, it's top media news and they're cougars and they're awful and it's terrible and it shouldn't be allowed, right? Double standard. So it has been undeniable that Kristen Cavallari and this guy has just been like the talk of the town.
Absolutely.
And she did so, and it has just been a lot of negativity. Like, you still are trying to be young. I mean, anything they could. I'm like, that's funny. Y'all don't say that to other old men dating women 30 years. You're still trying to be young. It's just, it's like expected. Like, honestly,
Literally,
it is literally expected. You're like, oh, that makes sense. Like, if you saw Leonardo DiCaprio with a 50-year-old woman on the red carpet,
he would be shocked.
Why would we be shocked? That is his age. Why should we be shocked? But we would be, because that's what society does. So Kristen Cavallari's, the guy he doesn't seem like a douchebag, with just the content he puts out with Montana boys. He seems like a douchebag.
It's a very specific kind of content.
It
very
is.
Frat boy.
It's very frat.
Even.
There you go. So it is kind of
fraternity.
That. So it's very that. So they see a mom of 3 dating the frat guy, but it's okay if a dad of 3 dating an Instagram model. You know what I mean? It's all just a huge double standard.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So anyways, they broke up.
All that to say, they broke up. I'm honestly like bummed about it because I thought they were such a hot couple, and like I lived for it. I loved that she was like, "Bitch, I'm gonna date who the fuck I want to date."
Fantasy.
If I want to date a 21-year-old, I will. I won't.
Okay, I did see she finally had him on her podcast to speak, because I've never heard this man say more than 2 words. I wasn't sure if he even could. But he goes on the podcast, and to be completely honest, I think he's probably camera shy. Like, going on a podcast, you have to be able to speak to camera. There are not a lot of people. There's a lot of people who make content, but there's not a lot of people who can actually speak to camera, right?
And talk for a long time.
Talk for a long time. So she has him on this podcast, and I don't think he did a great job. And honestly, the episode kind of seemed like not that he didn't want to be
like
there.
Pulling teeth. It was pulling teeth.
There you go. It was like pulling teeth, because she was like, "Tell them you want kids with me. Like, tell them." It was very that, and he was just kind of like, and it was just like, oh my God. But I feel like behind closed doors, he probably definitely has told her those things, and he was just shy on the podcast, but it just didn't read very well. But they broke up.
I bet he was trying to like also like in a way like not protecting his image, but he's trying to probably keep it like on the low, like kids like that.
Because
that's
he
crazy.
is like thaughty online.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a hot guy. I don't want to have kids. Like,
so
I'm
yeah,
single.
he's probably trying to play both games. I don't know. We're making assumptions here, but at the same time, I'm sad they broke up for her, and I hated the whole double standard. And I'm like, good, go get
crazy.
Go date another 20-year-old now, Kristen. Roll them up. Roll them up.
So I just watched a movie recently called The Substance with Demi Moore. Movie's fucking insane, by the way. Had no idea what it was.
No, that told me everything.
No,
I needed to know. You waited too long.
It is. It's just because the thing is, it's a shock to me. It's I don't know what the genre is. Basically it's a horror movie, but it's a bodily horror movie, and I think that's like it's like a very specific kind of thing. Basically, the premise: she takes a substance, a drug that creates a younger version of herself.
Oh.
Because she's like older, and she like had this role. They're like, we don't want to give it to you anymore. Like, you're too old. So it's like basically the whole entire thing is about like how society views women as when they're, and how men treat women at a certain age when it's like, you don't have enough value for us and we want a younger, hotter version of you.
That's why I'm so happy whenever you see Niecy Nash, Catherine O'Hare, Hot Dog Real Bad.
Fuck, what's your name?
How dare us? That's fucked up that we cannot spout her name off.
Just did the collab with Elf.
Yep, the lipstick, Dirty Pillows.
We know
Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah, we know Dirty Pillows.
We know Dirty Pillows.
Yes.
All of these women in their more mature years are now, we're seeing a little turn in society. They're being glorified and spotlighted in their older years versus we only give a shit about you if you're 20. The narrative is slowly
getting way better,
changing.
thank God. But like this movie, The Substance, is kind of like an entire movie basically kind of dedicated to that topic, and that's why I'm like, I think you should watch it. Actually,
men are glorified in their older years. You see a picture of Brad Pitt, George Clooney on the red carpet, and all we talk about is how good they look, and they look old. They've aged.
Totally, yeah, they've aged.
But with women, it's such a different standard where if they have aged, people like to say, "Oh, they've aged gracefully." We have to talk about their age.
Always.
We have to bring it up. We can't just say they're beautiful. We can't just say
beautiful
they
for
look
their
great.
age.
Exactly. So what Manny said, it
Beautiful
always has to be like, or, oh, they let themselves age naturally.
Love that for them.
I'm like,
it's like,
wow,
bitch,
what
the
a
fuck?
backhanded
No,
compliment.
literally, it's like, well, fuck you too.
look old as fuck. Like, it's such a backhanded compliment, and that's all we talk about on women.
Yeah.
And it's just so disgusting. We praise men for it. So it's actually nice that they highlight things like
no, Laura,
this.
honestly, it's probably like one of the most like gruesome movies I've ever seen.
Oh shit!
Like that's why I'm trying to say.
My God.
It's a bodily horror. So when they say bodily horror, it means things like to the body. They just look very visceral and very. Demi shows her little.
No.
Yes.
No.
Her titties out. Like it's like she's gonna win an award for this. I know she is because like the way that it was shot is freaking crazy, and I love Demi Moore. So I'm like, baby, yes. But what I was trying to say is like the last like quarter or last half, it gets like great. Like it's just. It was a whirlwind.
Do you know what was hugely controversial when Demi Moore was married to Ashton Kutcher?
Oh, I know
because
that was.
she was so much older than him. And again, I mean, women are not allowed to do
by the way,
that.
in this movie, she's so hot in this movie.
Of course she is.
Like,
she's like the most sickening. I think Ash glams her.
Really?
I think Ash
I be
glams
like, Ash,
her.
Baby.
I know, honey.
How is she in
you
real
got
life?
her
Because
looking
I'm obsessed
right,
with her.
honey. You got her looking right.
Honestly, like, so I would say watch it just for that, for the sake of that. It gets a little fucking wild. If you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. Like at the end, like it's like, what the literal fuck did I just watch? But it's very like I love the message behind it. That's why I want people to watch it.
Yeah.
Because I want people
You're like, get through it.
Get through it because I do want people to see the message of like, how dare society treat women that as they get older they have less value. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And that the whole movie's based off of that.
Men keep their value though.
Yeah, they keep
men
it.
keep their value.
No, and then how like society, it's like men are placed at the top, and it's like, oh well, we're gonna hire you as a woman.
Yeah,
like it's very that. So that's why I'm like, everyone should watch it. I think that they should to actually get that message through, and the lengths that women will go through to be young.
Yes.
That's the
crazy part because they know that's
behind
where their value lies is in their youth. So it's disgusting, but at least it is a topic of conversation. And I brought it up many times in this podcast, and I'll bring it up over and over again because I want people watching.
Me too.
I want them to notice it. I don't want it to slip by as normalcy. I want them to notice whenever they see, constantly us talking about women's age or
and
constantly praising constantly praising men for their ageism versus women and how and like same thing with the women. Are you hating on women because they're dating someone younger, but do you keep that same energy every time a man does it? Probably not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's like let's take off the goggles and be very aware of what we're doing here as a societal standard, because here's the trick to all of us, and our viewers are mostly female and they're women. We're all going to get old. So this isn't just going to affect them. It affects all of us. And it's such a important conversation.
You guys, please watch Substance. Like, I know it's crazy. Like I'm saying, like it gets wild and it gets crazy. But like the first literally 3/4 is such like an important message and how women are thrusted, like the idea of youngness.
Yeah.
Like they're thrusted upon it. Like as you get older, it's like, you have to be young, you have to be young, you have to look younger, you have to look younger. Like that's what it is for women. And like it shows that in the movie in a really visceral, like visual way. And I think that's why the message hit to me, because it's like, I know I'm not a woman, but like I empathize. And my best friend's a woman. Like I have a mother. Like I am very much an advocate for women at all times. We
are just as valuable at 50 as we are at 20.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, you need to watch the movie because it has to sink in.
Yeah.
It has to sink in. This movie will help us sink in.
Yep. And that's it for our episode today on Full Coverage.
What a lovely day of rapid fires.
It was. Lots
it absolutely was. Oh my gosh, there's just so much going on, Laura Lee. I just can't. I can't do it.
We will continue to follow the Diddy case, and be sure to tune in for a special episode next Friday with a special guest from a reality TV show who gave us an exclusive on clearing the air on so much that you guys didn't know behind the scenes.
I know I didn't.
Ooh!
I know. I was like this when we were holding hands like that. When we were shaking when she was telling us. I was like, oh my God.
Yes. So crazy stuff. But we love you guys. See you next episode.
Bye.
Bye.